Okay, Jeannie, you've been waiting patiently. Know what's the one thing that is hitting you with a certain measure of impact? What is having the most impact on you in your in the moment? Let us even say, not about what we're saying, but in the dynamics of the reflections of your life. What are the things that are the most impactful right now?
In a good way or a negative way?
It's your choice, isn't
Ah,
it? Why would we deprive you of the adventure of discovery?
yeah. Well, I really focus on the positive anyway,
Yes, you
and
do.
I've been called Pollyanna for that reason, but I don't
That,
care. I
that.
like that. um, yeah, I just feel so grateful to be where I am with the nonprofit that we have, the Equanimity nonprofit. The community there is so powerful, and it's getting more and more powerful by the day. And like this weekend, we had a group of people came in from the Joe Ray Center, and they're a group from all over the nation. There's a lady there from New York, and just all over, and they were so touched by that hour with the horses that one lady was crying when she left, and those kind of things just make me feel so full of gratitude and appreciation for where I'm at and the horses that we have and the people that are coming. Yeah, there's no talk of politics, there's no negativity, it's all love and joy and you know appreciation for nature. um
And what
yeah.
is your responsibility within that dynamic of energy?
I feel like my responsibility is to help people understand what the horses are projecting.
Hmm. So you're an interpreter,
Yeah, yeah.
right? So what we are telling you is that this is a dynamic of energy that you think is separate from you, and yet it is something that you are in the process of at least co creating with the others in your group. And each of you has their own particular purpose and their own particular talent. And you take the dynamic of that combined talent and you put it together in such a way as to create a very therapeutic and impactful and spiritual especially, experience. In the dynamics of the spiritual experience, you are creating a dynamic of reinforcement of belief for many people. You beginning to get where we're going here?
Thus the tears from somebody that I had no idea was impacted, you know.
Exactly. But you see, that's what you realize is because you are involved in the pragmatism and the physical, spiritual, emotional energy of the equines, and you are translating that energy to other not nearly as attuned humans. You are acting as a conduit of energy that allows for that dynamic to move from within the energy of those creatures, of those beings, as healers, to the dynamics of the people involved in the dynamic. And it is truly the magic comes from the horses. You're just a facilitator. You're just
Hmm.
holding, it's almost like Reiki in a way. You're just
Yeah,
holding the energy
yeah.
and you're allowing because you're so familiar with that energy and you can explain it,
Hmm.
right? And so you have to understand the more that you allow in that way, the more you're going to allow in. So that we would suggest to you, as you and your group begins to move further and further forward in this way, most of the problem is going to be around the, the, the desperation of need. We don't like to use the word desperation, but there's a dynamic, it is a desperation of need.
Yeah.
Now, unfortunately, or fortunately, as the case may be, most of the people that you're dealing with are very light shadow and very woo-woo in their own way. All right? And so, because of that, they tend to not have a lot of pragmatism around the dynamics of spirituality. And we would suggest to you that coming in contact with the horses, coming in contact with that energy, helps to bring that dynamic of spirituality, especially for those that are uninitiated, more into the dynamics of reality. It's going to have people questioning those things within themselves that had you all questioning those things in yourselves that led to this path.
That was really good. Thank you.
Just
Thank
telling the
you.
truth, dear one. Just
Yeah, and
telling the
it
truth.
has really taken me a long time to
Me
trust
too, Sue.
what what I thought I knew about horses, or what I thought they were saying, or what I thought, they were projecting. And it's
It's
and
kind of
it's
like
good.
channeling, you know.
Yeah.
You really
Yeah.
never know the depth of the things that you're channeling until you have done it for a considerable period of time, where you're
Yeah.
really used to the dynamic of the energy. And then you go, no, now's the time where you can ascertain something, where you can look at something and instead of making a judgment, making an assessment on it and operating from that dynamic of assessment, because you know that it's an alive thing. That is the minute that you try to stop it in one place, no, that's very counterproductive. You've just kind of got to get on the train with it, and you're going to go where that dynamic of that energy goes, because that
Yeah.
dynamic of energy is the one that's coming from outside of you, not from inside of you, because you are already attuned to the energy. And so what you're taking is you're like a conduit of a certain resonance of energy, and you're being able to put that out there and in a way bathe the others, and it can be others, in that dynamic of energy until they begin to resonate more closely with that dynamic that you're presenting. So if you can see it in a very pragmatic way, in that sort of way, and share that with the others, you'll be able to understand the real impact that you're really having.
Yeah. Yeah, there was an episode that comes to mind that just happened on Thursday with a young man that I've been working with for a year or so. And the what was happening in the dynamic between him and this little Mustang um, was really, yeah, you know what I'm talking about. She is such an amazing teacher. Holy cow. Um, and it was so fascinating to me to stand back and watch what was happening, because I was able to see the dynamic that was happening between the two of them and interpret it as, um, interpret it in a way that I thought I could speak to him about. And when he finally connected with her and brought her out of the corral, he told me what I was thinking. Yeah, it was so powerful. And I said,
Sure. Such
exactly,
a
that's
huge
exactly what.
affirmation.
Yeah, it was so cool, because I'm okay with reading the horses a lot better than I am with the humans. And so that was like the link between the two was, it just blew me away. I
Yeah.
was on cloud nine the rest of the day. So
Yeah. Such a good thing. Do you get paid for doing this?
I did not
That's
get
even.
paid for it. I know.
All right. Right.
Yeah.
Good thing.
So thank you. Thank you.
Oh, you're welcome. You're welcome. You're welcome.